Hey all. Okay, I wanted to take just a few minutes. There has been so many things running through my mind lately. So many. And plexus wise, non-plexus wise, personal growth wise, just so many things running through my head. So I thought I would just take a few minutes and just chat with, just throw this out there for all of you. I've been listening to a lot of Matt and Kevin Maddox lately. And one thing that they were talking about the other day is like when you're prospecting, looking for people to add to your team, to just straightforward ask them, you don't want someone who's wishful. You don't want someone who dreams, that hopes. You want someone who is committed to seeing the end result. And that really stood out to me because they really stressed that. And there are so many, and right now that's something I've been dealing with, adding to the team. I'm really wanting business builders. I'm wanting rock stars. I'm wanting people who are committed to this and seeing the potential that it has and being committed to the end to get that. Because we all know everything and anything that is worth having takes commitment. It doesn't matter if it's marriage. It doesn't matter working with your children. Everything takes a commitment. You cannot be a wimpy person in any sense of the form and expect great results. That just does not work. You have to be committed. And just like in the Bible, it says, he who endures to the end receives the reward. And so being in Plexus just over 2 years now, this has really been hitting me. And I just wanted to just throw some thoughts out there because I'm really, for those who are new and those who are wanting to sign people on, and you get some people who sign in a month or two after they're shut off. And I will be honest and just take this opportunity and say, unless they are willing, and just like I said, unless they are committed, truly committed to working the business and taking at least triplex, they need to be a customer. And I'm throwing that out there because we've seen so many lately who will join and then they fall off, and we don't need that. We don't want that. So just start them out as a customer and really explain to them, hey, after 3 months on the product, you get 10% off. And if you're loving it that much, then we can bump you up to wholesale. If they're on at least triplex, preferably Fab 4. It's always best with that. But going back to the committed thing, even if they are customers, I told a friend of mine, one of my gals, I said, I'm really going to start for those who, are interested, and just be straightforward and honest when they are even showing a peak of interest in wholesale. That annual membership is annual. That's 1 year. And really start pointing it out that, hey, this is year's time. If you are committed and are willing for me to encourage you, to be along with you for that entire year, then this is totally an option for you. But really point it out, giving it a whole year. Because we want the commitment. And just like I said, it does not take a wimpy person. And we want to help people. That is our mission. That is our goal. The Lord has used this as an opportunity to help people. Health-wise, absolutely. But even to open the door spiritually for people. Some people may not open that door, but Plexus is a door to use to be able to witness to people. But just really, this commitment thing is really I've been thinking about it a lot and in a lot of different areas. So I wanted to throw that out there. And another thing is, I'm in a group of country photography type of thing, and someone asked on there, actually I think it was agriculture and homeschooling, and a girl asked on there, is there anyone who supplements their income? I go to farmer's market and I want to really help my husband, and my husband would like me to help. Is there any way that y'all supplement income? And I just jumped on it. Not Plexus, but really being straight and really getting an idea of network marketing in general, and not pinpointing Plexus. Did I mention it after a little while? Yes, because she asked what I was in. But just being straightforward and honest with her and saying, hey, I've been in this for 2 years, and I'm sure you can even ask other people who are in them, but really just being not so pinpointy and direct. And Jamie Little did a video and she had it on her page, but just sharing how network marketing in general can really help people. Plexus specifically, absolutely. And we all know Plexus has a one type of comp plan. There's no question. People join Plexus for a comp plan. Does that mean other companies are, bad? I don't want to say that. They're not near as good as Plexus. I'm just being straightforward. But another thing is learning to be gracious with people. There may be some people that the Lord doesn't necessarily call to Plexus. Being gracious in that. Some people may need, they feel like the Lord's calling them to something like Mary Kay or something. Okay. So be gracious with that person. Don't bash that person and say, well, Plexus, you have no idea. Because it's very easy to do that, knowing that you just don't know what we have here. And I used to be that way. And just being honest, I've learned from experience. So I guess what I'm saying is be gracious with people and really, don't pinpoint their wrongs. And that is a really big thing I've been learning lately as well. Just like this lady, she started asking questions and really just encouraging her and encouraging her in the things that she already knew. She started talking about making kombucha and all this stuff, fermentation for probiotics. I said, that is great. I said, you already know the importance of those things, and not bashing her at all, but just letting her realize that she definitely has wisdom in this, and which would help her, in Plexus itself. And again, this is another thing I had to learn personally. You're not going to close a sale the same time you bring something up. And that was really hard for me too. This is a time and relationship thing. And as sooner I wish I got over that sooner and realized that, because we kind of expect, I talked to that person, I haven't heard anything from them, or I really shared and they reacted really interested in nothing. It takes time. And I'm just being straightforward and honest. That is where commitment really comes into play. You have to be committed to following up with that person, Plexus-wise and non-Plexus-wise, building a relationship with them and showing them that you do care outside of Plexus, and I'm going to share a little bit with this on another call later in the week, but I don't want to, say it too much as far as duplicating myself, but I've really, really been learning. Those who are joining now, I really encourage you and want to start encouraging people more. Personal growth is major, major, major in business growth. Without personal growth, you will not have business growth. Period. And I'm learning that firsthand. And so I'll just encourage you all that if you are truly, because, and this is another thing, and kind of, like I said, my mind's been going back and forth, my battery, let me pause this for a minute so I can change my battery. Okay. So going back to the commitment, and I had to find my train of thought. Like I said, my brain is going all over. And so the personal growth is tied business-wise, totally. You just cannot divide them, and I'm learning that firsthand. And why I'm saying this is, when this gal asked about it, I didn't jump in and say, because she wanted to know how much you're making and all this stuff, and I did share that. But what I shared with her first off, and I told her again, anyone that is in an MLM or network marketing is going to tell you that they never ever bargain, most likely for the personal growth that it involves, and that is truly more than the money that they are making, because the investment that you're learning and putting into yourself. And I also don't like saying that in a bad way, but truly learning who you are inside and how to respond to people on the outside, just the personal growth and how that affects everything. Spiritually, your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your kids, everything. I was sharing that with her, and at first I was afraid I might have, because I told her this is not get rich quick. I said there are definitely people who go faster in it than me, but it is not that at all. It truly is changing you and helping you see when you truly care about people and things like that, it opens the door to be sharing plexus. And so with that all said, I also have come in contact with, or one of her main questions is, well, how did you deal with that and people thinking that your initiative was to sell them and then them having a bad taste in their mouth about you? And I dealt with that, still deal with it to this day. But again, this is where I told her personal growth was huge, because what I started learning is I am a Christian and I will not deny that at all. The Lord has used this over and over and over in my life to grow me spiritually, period. That is the root of who I am. And the Lord has used plexus to get me where he wants me. And the biggest thing with this is learning that how they respond to you is truly what is in their heart. It's truly who they are. You happen to just come up and rub them maybe in the wrong way, even though that's not your intent at all. But what that is truly shows you who they are, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it can be. It definitely shows their colors. But how are you going to show your colors? How are you going to respond to them? And my next book is Success Principles. And the Maddixes are talking about it. And I started reading the first chapter in there as a sample. And it talks about E plus R equals O. And that is your event plus your response equals your outcome. And basically what that's saying is it doesn't matter what's going on. And because we've heard it before, at least I have numerous times, 80% of life is how you respond to it. 20% is your choices. And I really agree with that. 20% of life is your choices personally. 80% is how you just respond to it in general. How are we going to respond? How are we going to respond to the negative people? Sonia Dudley did our training, and this just really spoke to me, and I've been sharing it to quite a few people. The farther up you go, the farther up you grow, personally, and personal growth, and success, and ranking in this business, the farther up you go, the more airs you're going to have in your behind, and your rear end. And it's very true, because, and it truly, like I said, it truly shows people's real colors. But it also, you have to remember and keep in check and show them people the same grace that God is showing you. Because it is, you are, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it truly has shown me how much I have grown personally in the last 2 years. Because before, I did not take it well. I took it very, very personal. And it hurt me because I am a people pleaser. And I didn't like them assuming things that are not true of me. And so one of the biggest things is getting over what people think, but truly remembering that that is where they are, and God has them on their own journey, and let them go and bless and release them truly. But remember, what is my response to them? That is what God is most worried about with me and him, my response to them people. And that lately has just been on my mind a lot. And I'm truly wanting to instill this in my children, because it is true of them now, even being 8, 6, and 5. How are they going to respond to their brothers and sisters when they nag, when they fight, when they fight and they fuss? What is going to be your response? Because you are responsible for your response. And I heard that in a marriage thing, and someone else mentioned it just recent again. But your response is your responsibility. And truly just to encourage y'all that personal growth. The more you grow personally, in plexus, it's definitely a plus that you're, and this is another thing. I've always been more timid about sharing the business. I have been, because I never wanted people to think that I was trying to make money off of them. And since I'm being open, I'm just going to be open. That is another thing the Lord has really been showing me lately. There is nothing wrong with me and my heart being right with where he has me, and this being the opportunity that he has given me to manifest what he wanted to bring about in me anyway. This is just a tool that he is bringing about. There's nothing wrong or arrogant or something. It's not bad to be proud that this is what God is helping to supplement our income. There's nothing to be bashful about in that. And to just really be confident in knowing, look, some people will spend their 8 to 5, 9 to 5, however long they work, hours away from their family, trading their time for their money, okay, to provide for their family. They need the money. They need that money. They need it to live. They need it to buy groceries. They need it for bills. They will, and that's how they choose. I'm not bashing that. That's not what I'm saying. Some, like I said, being gracious. If the Lord has led them people in that, that's fine. But also realizing and helping people to understand that network marketing can also be a tool that the Lord uses to do the same thing, to help pay our grocery bills, to help lessen my husband's burden. There is nothing bashful at all about network marketing. And truly realizing that and coming to grips with that up here. And I know I mentioned this before, said it before, or wrote it somewhere, but when I was watching one of the Jennifer, she's in Plexus and the Olympian, she mentioned that the Olympians had it right up here. They were prepared. And they conquered the heavy winds and stuff while they were diving. But when she said they had it right upstairs, again, it comes back to your mind and what you are thinking of yourself and the people around you. And it's, again, I can blah, blah, blah. But I'm truly just more and more aware. And I know that in the Bible, it is a biblical thing to take captive your thoughts and what you are thinking about yourself and about other people. Because what is planted is what grows. And it's so true of what our thinking is. And we need to be careful of it. Truly careful, because what is there also comes out of our mouth. And for me, it's convicting, because sometimes I can say things to my kids and we use it flippantly, but it's like, oh, stop. Because I'll be honest, our third born is very clumsy, very. And I have had to stop and quit saying that out loud, because that's what's being planted into his head. Oh, I'm clumsy. And he will act on that. Yes, he may be clumsy, but I'm learning through this, I need to check my wording and truly keep it in check and be careful of what I'm saying to him, because he is grasping it. That is what is going to define him. And also, not necessarily the words that come out of our mouth, but just the words that we say in our mind. The Bible says this over and over, and it does. The more I read it, the more I am aware and know that the Lord meant this, that we need to be renewing our mind in his word and transforming our mind in his word and getting rid of those worldly thoughts. I heard this from, actually, I think it was Jack Canfield, the Success Principles. And he said, the world, get this, the world is going to continue to be worldly. That means we are always going to be fought and hammered and affected by the world. We always will. We're out in the world. The world will continue to be worldly. It is up to us to put up that guard and that shield over our mind specifically and what we hear, and make it sure we are thinking the good and godly and biblical thoughts, but that affects everything else. And so, again, just everything that's been going through my mind lately, be committed. And when when people are interested, customer-wise, ambassador-wise, specifically ambassador-wise, make sure that they are committed, and just kind of state that. Are you committed, truly committed? Are you willing for me to come up beside you in those times and just remind you you're committed? Take this business, don't be bashful of it. Don't be ashamed of it, because there are people who need this. And this is another thing, I have to add this. Charlotte Seams was talking about being thankful. Truly being thankful. And she gave this parallel, and I shared this call. I hope y'all watched it. If not, you need to go watch it. But she said, how would you be as a parent giving your child something? And they said, oh, I wanted the pink one. It would just totally throw you off. It would just totally make you, well, then why would I even give you something? That is how we can be when we do not accept what the Lord has given us now. That truly opened my eyes, because it's so true. Being a mom to a child, you want to please them. You want to give them something that they've been wanting. But why would you, when they are not thankful for what they've already been giving, or expecting something else? And for me, it really, really was convicting to me, because I want to be Senior Ruby. I want to be Senior Ruby. But I was not thankful for being Ruby. Why in the world would he give me that without being thankful for where I am now? That was just very, very convicting to me. And I know Jamie Healing, I've mentioned this a couple of times, and we've kind of discussed this about being thankful for where we are, but excited about where we're going. You know, and that's just another thing, truly accepting where he has us, what he's teaching us, where we're going, and being truly thankful. Another thing is that I learned, thankfulness and fear do not go together. You have that same emotion. Your mind uses that same emotion, the same thoughts for fear or thankfulness. So those times where you're fearful or uncertain is when you're not thankful. So you start counteracting that with being thankful. And I've been trying to do that lately. And I've been listening to songs before I go to bed and when I wake up. Those things go through your mind, especially before bed. The other night, just listening to songs, listening to them. And you continue to think on those things. That's why it's very important to be careful what you're listening to, who you're listening to. If it's negative, are they negative people? And being careful to really listen to positive things. And I don't mean weird things. Positive is good. Biblical is better. But being around positive people are drawn to positive people. When you see a person on the road who's smiling and giggly and chatty and just real open, and you're drawn to that. And we are called to be that anyway. That's what he wants us to be. And so, again, this is just a blabber video that I hope is just all these things have been going through my mind lately. And I hope somebody got something out of it. And if not, like I said, I kind of put these things on here so that I can go back and think, oh, okay, yeah, that's when I learned that. So, but I do. I hope you got something out of that. And again, just do not, for me lately, it is don't be bashful about network marketing. Be proud that I am able to contribute to my husband's savings, because that is a big thing. It truly is a big thing to be able to do that. We actually are able to dream of our farm someday. We are seeing that in a reality. We're getting, those doors are slowly opening. And so and also be happy and thankful for where you are, truly accepting it. And again, always continue to, ask the Lord's guidance, his blessing to show you things. Personal growth is huge. And I am truly going to start implementing that with people who join. First off, personal growth, getting them in books, because it is major, major in building this business. So I'm going to end here, otherwise I could blab all day. But hopefully y'all got something from that, and we will see you later.